supper again. Today we're having delicious chicken skewers, which you can put on the grill outside when you're barbecuing with your family, or put it into the oven like I am and serve it with some oven-baked brown rice. This is a delicious meal, of course, simple as always, and I have a feeling you're gonna really enjoy it. Now let's cook supper. If you're going to make these into skewers, which you don't have to, you literally can put everything onto a baking sheet. If you don't want to spend time putting all the ingredients onto a skewer, then you can skip that. But if you do, then you're going to want to put these into a pan filled with some water and let them soak a bit. It just helps prevent them from burning while they are cooking. Now, I personally enjoy using the skewers because it's fun to eat. Kids are more likely to eat it. Plus, you can actually have your kids skewer them on. Just put some gloves on their hands and let them skewer it. It becomes a fun activity. And then maybe they're more likely to eat supper as well because they got involved. You can use any vegetables you'd like on the skewers. I'm using these little mushrooms. They're perfect. I just cut the bottom off and I clean them really well. And then we're going to use some red onion. Another thing I like about this is that if the kids don't want the onions, they are really separate, so they don't have to eat it, but it will be on there and it tastes delicious. So you're going to cut it in half and then in quarters. And then you have these like big chunks. You can just kind of break it up, and you can go a little smaller actually than that. Maybe cut it one more time in half. That's good. And then you'll put these right on there. So just cut it one more time. Eyeball it, don't worry, it doesn't need to be perfect. So we have the pepper, and you know my favorite way to cut a pepper. You just cut down the sides. You're totally missing the seeds in the center. All the way down the sides, skipping those seeds. Also get that bottom there if you like. Look at that, that gets tossed. And now again, we're also gonna make these little squares so that it's easy to skewer on. Break up the onion a bit more, give it a bit of a toss. If I want, I'll add a little more onion, a little bit more of the peppers. It's really just whatever you like. And now we're going to add in the chicken and the pineapple, which makes it taste delicious. The pineapple in there is really good. I have here some canned pineapple, and you can use fresh, and also I would recommend going with pineapple that are a little bigger than this. I did not realize how tiny these were when I bought them, but they'll still work. It just takes a little more precise skewering, and we're gonna put that right into there with the veggies. For the chicken, I'm just going to cut it up into some cubes. It will shrink a bit in the oven, so you don't need to cut them too small. It's a good size. Remember, that's the main part of the meal, so it's okay if it's a bit bigger. Just cut them into these little cubes here. Cut off any bits you don't want, obviously, like that. And just pop that right into the veggies. The bowl here is very full with tons of chicken and veggies. I'm just giving that a mix, and then we're going to marinate it. The marinade is very important because you don't want the chicken to be dry. You want this to be really flavorful. And it's great because you can prepare this in advance, let it sit in the fridge a bit, and then either put it into the oven whenever you're ready or skewer it and then put it in the oven when you're ready. The marinade for this is really simple. You're going to use the pineapple juice from the can. We're going to add in some cornstarch to that. That's also gonna help for the chicken to get really moist and stay juicy, and also thicken that sauce a bit when it cooks. First, whisk that in just to make it easier for the cornstarch to get dissolved. Then you're going to add in your soy sauce and honey and garlic. Put that all in there. Some oil. Give that a really good mix. Okay, now that's all mixed up. Now I don't add salt in here because the soy sauce is already salty, but of course, if you feel like you need it, you can add that in. Now pour this all over the chicken and vegetables. You can put this into a Ziploc and just shake it up and let it marinate that way. You could also just keep it in the bowl and just give it a really good mix so that it's all fully coated and combined. You can let it marinate for a couple minutes to overnight, whatever works for you. It will still be delicious no matter what. Just the longer you do, it might be a bit more flavorful. With the chicken skewers, I'm going to serve some round brown rice. Now, why do I use round brown rice? Because honestly, my family does not love brown rice, but when I use the round one, they do enjoy it. So if you have some picky eaters, let them try this one. Maybe they'll enjoy it. And it's very simple. Like all my rice recipes, you literally just put it right into the oven. We're going to put some garlic in here, some salt, cover it with water, cover it tightly, and put that into the oven. Now I've lined a pan with some foil because I'm going to broil this. I just put it on with foil, not parchment, and that way it's easy cleanup, and the parchment will burn if it's under the broiler, so you want to use foil for this. And then we're going to start skewering. Now I'm going to show you how I do half of it in skewers and the other half just throwing it onto the pan, because honestly not everyone has time to be skewering all this. So whatever works for you, it'll come out delicious. You have our skewer. Just gonna alternate between the mushrooms and the peppers and the chicken. and just have some fun skewering these on. These little pineapples are pretty tiny. I'm gonna do a couple at a time together. That way I can actually taste them because they're so little. Again, this is really fun for kids to do. It will definitely keep them busy. There you have it. Now you're going to place this right onto the pan that we lined with foil. I'm going to put this into the oven on broil, but you can also, of course, put this onto the grill. It would be delicious, and they're just gonna be really amazing after they're out. And let's get them in the oven now. If you don't want to make them on skewers, you're just going to remove all the vegetables and chicken from the sauce that it's been sitting in and put it into a pan and just throw that right into the oven and let it broil. Okay, this is out of the oven. Check out how gorgeous they look. They look like they've been put on a grill, and they have not. I just baked them on one side, turned it over, baked it on the other, under the broiler in the oven, and they are juicy and flavorful. The vegetables are well cooked. The chicken is perfectly cooked. This is also how it looks right in the pan without the skewers, and it looks amazing as well. And then we're having it with this delicious oven baked brown rice your family will love. It is soft, it is tasty, it is wholesome, and it is a great summer meal to have, or any time of the year, honestly.